Coming up, a new study about news reveals some interesting insights about misinformation. I spoke with an expert who explains how bad data will easily spread online.
Fox 10 Extra News at 7 is back.
New research shows that we are more likely to share misinformation if it sparks outrage. That's according to phys.org. And the study noted that encouraging people to check the accuracy of information to stop the spread of misinformation typically is not successful. To talk more about this, I spoke with Scott Baradell, an expert on branding and trust. Scott, thank you so much for joining us to talk a little bit more about this. I mean, that's the thing for us, when we talk about misinformation, it is such a huge problem and clearly a problem with social media. What do you find in what you are seeing right now?
Well, clearly, we've gone from a period of clickbait, which we know the Google era is very important to getting traffic to websites and people making money that way, to in social media, rage bait, meaning when something upsets people, it encourages engagement, likes, shares, comments, and people make money from that.
Yeah, so it basically, if something is going to outrage someone, like on Facebook or Twitter or whatever it might be, social media, Instagram, TikTok, then that will be shared more, even if it is not accurate. Is that correct?
Absolutely, yeah. We don't have kind of common sources of truth today. And so people kind of go in the direction of the influencers or the people that they trust because they've built relationships with them on social media. And if they share something, particularly if it aligns with their point of view, they tend to believe it. It's confirmation bias. And so whether that's negative, something about the other side, or whether it's about your side that's positive, you tend not to question it too much. Whether it's right or wrong is less important than whether it's going to gin up emotion.
A post that is inaccurate is going to be looked at more, that sparks outrage, than the correction later on, too.
Absolutely. I started out in journalism, so I know that even in the old school journalism, the correction didn't get as much attention than the original story, but it's way worse now because there's so many voices out there saying so many outrageous things. And I think the thing we have to look at in terms of the power of this is that, outrage isn't just an emotion, it's kind of a social glue. It helps define who we are. It helps group us with people who are outraged by the same things and therefore believe another set of things. And in a world where we're also isolated in front of our phones and computers, it's kind of a substitute for real community.
Is there anything that people should be looking for moving forward with misinformation? Are there, tips or tricks that people should be looking for when they're looking at videos or information? Or I know that there are, community notes now, on Twitter. Yes. Are there anything, things that we should be looking for when it comes to misinformation?
Yeah, it's one thing to have kind of just, a point of view on the news. So Fox News is going to have a different point of view from CNN, and which is going to have a different view from MSNBC. But that's very different from the kinds of wild conspiracy theories and other misinformation that you can see just going straight through social media. So whatever core sources you believe that basically adhere to journalistic values and have some history of reporting behind them, check those sources.
Scott Baradell, thank you so much for your perspective. We really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.